stack it up, it look like I'm foreign cars driving fast, I never done this before. Drown out my problems, let me When I've been magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror, now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laughing.
The young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. Yeah. I just had to let you know. Yeah. Give me that work and I can sell it. I put it on the line like I ain't selfish, nah. The story flip if I let you tell it. Put my heart and soul in so you feel it. I ain't never faking, I'm the realest since Tupac in imprisonment, claiming his innocence. Currently, I'm the greatest rapper in a sense. But any currency, I'm still guaranteed my wins. This is coming from within, I stuff for real, I don't pretend. When the OG spilling knowledge, bet it's best you soak it in. I'm a prophet to them scholars, got them chakras opening. Got them fixing up they octaves, now they truly focused in. I'm seeing 2020 visions, daily manifesting on my premonition.
Just a gorgeous fall afternoon in the heart of Texas. No weather to speak of. Sun out, roof open. Yes, yes, and yes. A great day for football at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the Dallas Cowboys. The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Throwing to start the drive, Dixon, and his throw is incomplete. Michael Gallup, that's who he was looking for, but it's going to be second down. An incomplete pass on first down, that leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
And force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
Let's go. Now.
To throw on 3rd down, Dixon. Looking deep for Elliott. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Operating from the gun, Carmichael. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. A good pick up there, 26 yards.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
They run with Barkley on first down, and he gets about 5 out of it. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Defenses always have a goal of holding a runner under 100 yards. Well, he went over 150 last week, won NFC Player of the Week award honors. And guess what? He's got a chance to do it again because of that vision he has. He sees holes that maybe don't exist.
But he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Saquon Barkley. His 11th touchdown of the year as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point attempt to follow here. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score Vikings 7, Cowboys nothing.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Flush to his right. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This one complete to Troy Fumagalli. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. Out now comes the Cowboys punter, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. $12 yards on the return that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing in these.
And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, Vikings. Saquon Barkley with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Vikings get the quick strike touchdown. Now for the point after. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score Vikings 14, Cowboys nothing.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one.
So don't say nothing.
2nd and 2. And he's got his man on the out route. Give him 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Switch it. Topper. Now.
2nd and 11. And this one's incomplete.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. It's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. Back to throw. Dixon. And he comes back with one complete. And he gets it just shy of midfield, but that's not enough. He's short of the marker. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. And Jason Garrett's going to leave the offense on the field. They're going to go for it here on 4th. On 4th down, Dixon. He's going to move his running back. It's complete. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 4th down, no problem. 19 yards that time, but now it's 1st and 10. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Elliott. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. They'll go with a keeper. And, boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. The keeper nets him only a yard, and that's going to bring up 4th. They converted once earlier in this drive, but they'll roll the dice here again on 4th down. They'll run it with Elliott. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that, but by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. The first opportunity in the red zone for the Cowboys. 1st and 10 right at the 20. Looking to throw. Dixon got his man there complete to Gallup. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. A good-looking drive for the Cowboys so far. It's a 1st down. A first opportunity in the red zone for the Cowboys. They've got it 1st and goal at the 6. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they go to work on a 1st and goal. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Back to throw. Dixon. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. One man in the backfield. That's Elliott on 2nd and goal.
6-6. Pull it high. Get it.
He'll get it up the middle. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott. His 3rd touchdown now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. They were able to stop him at the line on 1st down, but this time he punches his way through.
And sometimes just because you're stopped on the first run, it doesn't mean the play call was bad or incorrect. You might just need better execution and just a tad more determination, and they got it done on the 2nd try.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give him full authority to go ahead and bring.
And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Leighton Vander Esch wreaking havoc with a sack.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. That's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. 22 yards there, a first down. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
General West.
Hey, switch gears.
To throw again, Carmichael. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive, and it seemed like they may be giving up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Calling a loss of 2 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
At the 23-yard line.
Here we go. Set. 60 or.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. And his throw here is incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. From the gun, Dixon. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week. We just saw their first one of this game.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10.
Here we go. 10-2 stop. Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that. Ready.
A first down carry for Barkley. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And some room to work. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down.
And And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. Now a handoff here to his running back. And an alley to run. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll run with Cook, and he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. When you talk about a battle being won in the trenches, that touchdown right there, a lot of credit to the offensive linemen.
Yeah, when you watch them surge across the front, they really created great space for the runner to get in.
Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Dixon. Got an open man. It's Fumagalli. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Out now comes the Cowboys punter. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. This is taken at the 18. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. Barkley with a carry on 1st down, and he'll get about 4, so 2nd and 6 forthcoming. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now a run with Cook. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
And it's 3rd down.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Looking to throw. Carmichael. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. Online, but off the crossbar, no good. A long-range effort denied 3 points at the very end. All things considered, a pretty good kick, just cruel punishment there to be denied by the crossbar.
If you're going to hit from that distance, sometimes you're going to need a little luck, and unfortunately for him, this time the break goes against him.
Ready?
On 1st and 10, Dixon. A dump off to Elliott. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Good work after the catch, gets him 15 and a first down. This quarterback now 9 of 17 through the year. Not a great percentage, but it is 1st and 10. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Well, a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. That one goes for 30 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. Here's a 2nd and 7. Flushed out right toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Not at all what they envisioned on third down, 3 yards in the wrong direction. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And his kick is good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. They had it 1st and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive, but you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But
into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 24. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
60 outlaw, 22-jet bomber, 22-jet bomber. On
1st down, Dixon. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Cowboys signal for their third and final timeout, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. He's going to loft one deep over the middle, and that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Throwing on 3rd and long. Dixon going to take a shot for Gallup. This is intercepted. Picked off at the 13. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
His guys take over 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
The final shot before break. Carmichael. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Fielded about a yard deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Throwing on 1st down. Carmichael. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. 2nd and 10. He'll get this out to Barkley, complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Saquon Barkley with his 3rd touchdown so far, number 13 now on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Big hold of the 30. He's going to find Gallup here complete. And all the way up to the 37-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. 10th carry now for Elliott. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as they'll go for it on 4th down. Back to throw. Dixon. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Looking to throw. Dixon. Man over the middle, and it's complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. 25 yards that time. This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Dixon. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because their only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and give him some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
Now Elliott. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. Looking to throw. Dixon. And it's caught. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They only needed 1 yard on 3rd down. They get 10 instead by going to the air.
Let's go. 60 Pittsburgh.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Now.
Back to throw. Dixon. That ball is caught. It's Gallup. Touchdown, Cowboys. Michael Gallup, his 2nd touchdown on the season. Then the Cowboys get a bit closer. The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Set up. 15 line. 15 line.
Let's go, team. It's going to be a long day.
Let's go.
They'll start out on the ground in Saquon Barkley. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there. 1st down, Vikings. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll run with Barkley. Shifts by him. He's got a 1st down and then some at midfield. And finally taken down at the 44-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Now a give running right. It's Cook. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
On the double.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Hey, that QB's trapped.
2nd and 13. Going for the deep ball. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. To throw from his end zone, Dixon. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Dixon. And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20. 17 yards on the play there, and the Cowboys have a first down. So a much rosier picture now after that last play. Here's 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. Going to take a shot for Gallup. He's got him in. Complete. The 20. 10, touchdown, Cowboys. Michael Gallup, 81 yards, and the Cowboys cut into that lead. He has his 2 scores, but still a sizable deficit in this game.
Do you have him in fantasy football this week?
Unfortunately, no.
It's too bad, right? That would have been big points, but he is really trying to rally his team as best he can. Things are not going as well the rest of the way for them. That's why they're down with this deficit. He might need to score a couple of more times to give them a chance.
And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. He goes 102 yards from one end zone to the other. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Well, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Let's go! Let's go!
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Off the bootleg, Dixon. And he rifles one incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
So a decent game, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. Back to throw. Dixon. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Dixon. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47. From the gun, Dixon. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he's got this down to the 35. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. To throw again, Dixon. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to...
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 20. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
And, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. That one goes for 24 yards.
What a catch, and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little grip to them,
They get that little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game.
And this one complete to Smith. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Operating from the gun, Carmichael. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. From 6 yards away. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that's leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now, because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
on, set. 70, Indy. X3, 218, chopper.
They start on the ground with Elliott. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he'll take it to the 43-yard line. Give him 18 on that one, and it's a Dallas first down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. From the gun, Dixon. That one complete to Elliott. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a throw for the left sideline, and he's got it. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Here we go. 8-3.
Pick me up. Here we go.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete. DJ Chark, the intended target. And it's second down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Dixon. And he's got it. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Cowboys get a bit closer. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead down to 18. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Let's go.
Ready, set.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Ready? 55. Right there in the middle. Get it.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And they open the lead up now to 25 points.
Makes the score Vikings 56, Cowboys 31.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Now a hit and a loose football.
As that ball got away from him and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
Throwing to start the drive. Dixon. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Dixon. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Dixon. Looking right sideline, that's complete. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A big play there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Cowboys cut into that lead. The point after is good. So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try.
Let go.
On the set.
55. I know he ain't got it. Man left, man left. 40.
On 1st and 10, Carmichael. And almost intercepted. It would have been his 2nd pick of the game. Instead, it'll be 2nd down.
On the ready.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Hey, foxtrot, foxtrot. 5.
To throw again, Carmichael. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Give them 32 on the play. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Minnesota, they improved to 5-0 now on the young season. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Dallas, things aren't looking good. It'll be an 0-5 start. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in New Orleans against the Saints. So our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game.